What is up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. We appreciate y'all so much for being here. Anybody that's trickling in at this time, thank you so much. Take time out of your day to spend with us. Anybody that's watching this on the replay, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. What is up, Jake?
I'm good. Got the W.
We did, and
I'll
we needed
take
that.
it. Yes, we
We
did.
needed that. Good thing is, we got
Say
the
that
W,
again.
and we'll dive into that and just the game in general and then a few
Yeah.
other topics. But I mean, the good thing is that we got the win, and now we have 4 days off, which we really could use. Right, LeBron James can get healthy. Anthony Davis, hopefully, he can get his back right.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, I think, is really huge for this Lakers team in general. And so now got that, and then our schedule really lightens up.
Yeah.
Um, Not like tremendously, but enough to where it's like, okay, like we play the Pistons, which should be
Spurs.
a winnable game. Then we
Sorry,
play the
Pistons. Yeah.
Spurs. Then we play the Suns. Then we play the Spurs back to back, in like at a 2 day span. So we literally play the Spurs like 3 times in like 4 or 5 days, something crazy like that, which
That's
is
so
crazy.
weird.
It is weird. I don't know who scheduled that, but whatever. Nonetheless, we got to get that done. So good thing is we beat the Nets, and hopefully we beat the Spurs and the Pistons, and then that means we'd be on a 3 game win streak going into the Suns game. Now we Anthony Davis has had the Suns number for quite some time, so I'm
Yeah.
hoping. I think the Suns are a winnable game for us. I really do. And then there's 4 straight. And then if we could beat the Spurs, I don't know. I don't think we're going to beat the Spurs 3 times in 5 days. It is so hard to beat a team multiple times in a season, let alone in a 4 day span. I mean, even the playoffs, you actually usually have like a day or two in between each game, right? So
Yeah.
like this is something completely different. But um, do you have a little bit of optimism as far as like this upcoming stretch for the Lakers? Do you think like this could be a real moment to turn things around? Um, what are your thoughts? Also, we may get Thomas Bryant and Damian and Dennis Schroder back on Friday. They get evaluated on Thursday. A lot of people want me to make a video on it, but like I've told people and those that are in the chat right now, for same thing. If you're wondering like why haven't I made a video on that, I want to wait to see, make sure, because I don't want to make a video about it and then like Thursday comes around and they're like, yeah, they're gonna miss another week, and then that video
Yeah.
is like completely redundant. So, but what are your thoughts?
Uh, I think I'm hoping. No, I want to say that this stretch will be good for us. Just especially coming off a game like that. Um, yeah, LeBron needs some rest, but truthfully, in this lighter stretch of the season, why not just let him rest for a few more games? I know he needs to get back out there, get make his shot start falling again, but like just let him rest, let him take this easier stretch off, and let us win some games without him. That way we don't become so codependent on LeBron in the later seasons because his body's gonna start to wear down. But no, I think that this next stretch, I think that we'll do good. I think out of the first Pistons game, the second Spurs game, or so the first Pistons game, first Spurs game, I think we're gonna win 2 out of the 3 for Spurs. I can't see us beating them 3 times, but I do think we'll get at least 2 out of 3. I do, and I think we'll get the Pistons. I think we'll get that one. Um, I like what I saw last game. I think they've been watching our podcast. Like I
That's
really
what it
do.
has to
Like
be what it is.
they've been like listening to us like verbatim. Everything that we have said and like nailed like the little points down to like the finest detail almost. Even from not shooting as many threes. Like I was like, somebody is listening to our podcast for sure. But yeah, no, and simply it was a theme of just everybody do your job. It was beautiful to see.
A little bit.
Yeah, it gave me a little bit more hope moving forward for the season, and I want to see more non LeBron just because I just want to see how the team operates without him. Not that I don't think like of course we need him. We're not gonna get no, we won't get to even the playoffs without LeBron. I do agree that, but I just want to see a little bit of more play without LeBron. How do you feel since they're not playing with LeBron?
I mean, I agree. But something we've talked about on this channel in the past is that, like, you know, when it comes to the LeBron James city now, it forces guys to have to step up, right? Guys
Yeah.
now really have to step up, and we've seen that. We've seen Reeves the last two games really step up. We've
Mhm.
seen Walker. I mean, he was already averaging 16, 17 points a game, but
Yeah.
now he's putting up 20 a game. Like, he's stepping up. A lot of guys are really starting to make a bigger splash, which we really need. We really need that from our guys. We really need guys to make a big impact and play a big, stretch. And then when LeBron does come back, like, at that point, like, hopefully those guys continue to play that way. And hopefully LeBron buys in to what they're doing, because we're seeing the ball move more. We're seeing, actual play,
Mhm.
actual
Oh
stats.
yeah.
Like, last thing we want is LeBron
We're
James
seeing smart basketball.
yeah, and we're moving the ball, we're sharing the ball. You're seeing the extra pass, the extra swing pass, stuff like
Mhm.
that, and it's leading to positive results. But if
Not
LeBron
settling
comes
for
in,
crazy threes. Like,
exactly, and if LeBron just comes in and holds the ball for 20 seconds of the shot clock, well, then it kills her. It makes our offense stagnant, and it doesn't put any pressure on the defense. Like, we're
yeah.
putting a lot of pressure on defenses to have to adjust, to have to switch, to have to do this, do that, and it really helps. Now, the Nets, there's a lot of questions of, like, did Anthony Davis have a monster game because the Nets just don't have the size? And then when Nick Claxton got hurt, that, like, he was able to be dominant. But even before that,
He's been
he
playing
was
that. He's been playing like this all season though. Like,
yeah, he was,
truthfully,
but
for
he
the
was
most part.
looking really good even with Nick Claxton. And then Nick Claxton went out, and it just made things easier for him. But that level of Anthony Davis, and I'm not saying he has to score 37 a night, right? But, like,
Well,
just
no,
the
because that's
aggression,
not.
yeah,
That's not.
sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. No.
but he should be in the 25 to 30 a night range. I mean, he's at 23 right now, and
Yeah.
he hasn't really been dominant. Now give us a dominant Anthony Davis that's contributing to, say,
The man had what, 18
27.
rebounds, if I'm correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I think he had
yeah,
like 18
10
rebounds.
offensive, 10 offensive.
Ridiculous. 18 rebounds? Like,
That's the Anthony Davis
bro.
way. Again, not saying he has to put up 37 and 19 every
Yeah.
single game, but the aggressiveness, putting himself in a position, not being scared to make the move, being physical down low, like, all of
Yeah.
those things we
And
need
that's
to
what I've been
continue to
saying
see.
all
Yes,
season. Just be more
we
aggressive. We
need
need that
to
aggressive,
continue to
like,
see.
AD.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, and it's just, we need that. We need that to continue, so that we can, hopefully turn things around a little bit. Now, I still think we need a trade. I don't think we need the big momentum trade, like the big, blockbuster trade. I mean, obviously, if it's there and it makes
Yeah.
sense, then yeah, sure. But there was even, like, a report today, which I posted a video on about like 30 or an hour ago now. Or 30 minutes ago, something like that. But anyway, I posted a video about the news, which is the Lakers may consider waiting to see Dennis Schroder and Thomas Bryant before they make any trades. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily mind that, right? Because, like, and here's the thing, like, I don't think Dennis Schroder and Thomas Bryant come in and make us a contender. Like, they're not that big of an impact players, but they
But
are two
they make
very
a
solid.
difference though.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Dennis Schroeder is a guy that can give you 15 a night. Thomas Bryant is a guy
Well,
that can give you 15.
please. I would take Dennis over Pat right now. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
absolutely.
Like,
He can't be
I
worse
can't
than
tell,
Patrick
like,
Beverly. Can't be worse than Patrick
no,
Beverly.
like, well, yeah, and at this point, none too, because, like, I'm sorry, but, like, what, like, have we been more than patient and, like, enough? You know what I mean? Like, again, this was a classic night where, like, everybody has to do their part, step up, but then we get that production from none, and it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? It
And
hurts.
and so I like I said, I don't mind them being patient and seeing what Dennis Schroeder and Thomas Bryant does. Because, one, Dennis Schroeder, he comes in, he provides a lot of what we need right now: a scoring threat, a guy that can get to the hoop, a guy that can spread the floor.
Yeah.
Especially if we get Germany, Dennis Schroder, the one that played in Germany this past offseason, dude,
Yeah.
That Dennis
Yeah.
Schroder might be a top 20 guy in the league. That dude was incredible. But on a serious though, is that like no, but he's still a guy that he provides slashing, he provides, playmaking, he provides defense, he provides,
Yeah.
some 3-point shooting. All of those things are huge in what the Lakers need. So right now, you have our big three. You have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook, right?
Yeah.
Then you have Walker, Brown, and Austin Reeves. That's all we have right now as far as scoring goes. Like, because I mean,
Wait. Did you put Westbrook? You put Westbrook in the first three, right?
yeah, our big three.
Okay.
Russ,
Yeah. Okay.
LeBron,
Gotcha.
AD, our big
Yeah.
three. And then after those three, you have Walker, Austin Reeves, and Troy Brown are the only other three that are consistent night in and night out. Every single game that Troy Brown has played, except for I believe one, he's put up at least 9 or 10 points. Every game, like you want to talk about consistency? He's putting up like 10 points every single game, night in and night out.
He's came back, and I'm proud too. I follow him on social media, but like just the work
great.
that he's done to get back, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
healthy and right.
He's put some serious work.
Yeah, he's young, he's talented. Reeves has really stepped up as of late. He's contributing, knocking down threes, stuff like that. He's playing really good. So
his shot looks so clean. Oh, like, my goodness.
His shot is crisp.
It looks like Clay's. Like it's smooth. It's like
it is. It's crisp. And so you got him, and then you have Walker, obviously, who has been arguably our third best player this entire season. So, but between that,
I can make that argument. I can easily make that argument. Yeah.
But the problem is that's it. Like, yes, winning Gabriel has, he's had a couple nights, like, he's had a couple games where he's put up like 8 points, stuff like that. But Schroder, Nunn has given us nothing.
He played like 11 minutes last night. They had like no points.
Yeah, Pat Bev has given us nothing.
Christie, Christie has been grabbing.
He got 9 rebounds last night.
No, I was saying on the rebound. Yes, I mean you can't. You know what I mean? Because he's
not in there for scoring. He's in there for defense.
So he
might be our best on-ball defender. That kid is so good defensively. Like watch him play. His recovery, when he gets beat, he's right there. He's got length, he's got size, he's got a real nose defensively, and he's got a real nose for the ball. That's why he's such a good rebounder for a guard. He's a guy that he might end up being the future shooting guard for the Lakers in the next few years. He is really, I think, absolute worst case, he's like a Tony Allen, like a lockdown defender, because he's already an elite, or not, I shouldn't say elite defender. He's already a really good defender, and he's 19 years old, a 19-year-old kid is already just an incredible defender. And then on top of that, you add like his growth. Once he puts on his grown man body, because he's got the body of a child right now. Wait till he gets that grown man body in the next few years. I mean, he's going to be a problem defensively. You know what he reminds me of? And I wish I remembered who. Somebody else is the one that said this comparison, and I was like, oh, that's actually a great comparison. Somebody said it in my comment section, like when I first started the Lakers channel. And they were like, he reminds me of a young Jimmy Butler. And I was like, you know what? That is a great comparison. Like, because Jimmy Butler was really good defensively, really stout defensively, but his shot and he looked like he was a guy that could develop into a scorer, but he was just like really solid defensively from game one. Like that's kind of what he reminds me of. He's got kind of the similar body type, size, stuff like that. I really like.
You want more minutes, or you just keep him where he's at?
No, look, right now, because we're missing a lot of guys and we don't have a lot of like rotation guys at the moment. I like where he's at. And I said, and I have the videos to prove it. I said during summer league and preseason that he might earn rotation minutes just because he might be our best defender. Like when we got the roster all set up, I was looking at the roster. I was like, he might end up being the best. They might have to play him solely because he's so good defensively. And he looked like an NBA player guarding during summer league and stuff like that, like because you're playing against a bunch of kids his
Yeah,
age and stuff. I was like, he looks like an NBA ready defender. His
yeah,
closeouts, the way he closes out, the way he just doesn't foul, which is key too. Like he plays some really solid defense. He even on shots, like when he gets beat, he's good at moving his feet and keeping his hands up, which a
yeah,
lot of defenders aren't. A lot of defenders get beat and they want to reach, right? And they want to, they don't like they'll move their feet, but they're trying to make up for the play. He'll get back with his hands up. He doesn't
yeah,
gamble. Like you never see him trying to go for he just stays in front of his guy, makes it difficult. Like he's
yeah,
just a really solid defender. And so I really like what I've seen from him. But I'm talking about on the scoring end,
yeah,
like we only have, like I said, you got the big three, and then you got three other guys that are scoring. Outside of
yeah.
that, you don't have any consistency on the offensive end. Hopefully, Dennis Schroder and Thomas Bryant can provide that. And they don't have to provide a lot. Just give us an extra. Like, look at it like this. Could the
Because the
Lakers
games we've
use.
lost have only been about like no more than like 20 points. Like we haven't lost a game, I don't believe, no more than like 20, 25 points.
Yeah, I mean, we've been in almost every game. Like, we've been there.
Yeah.
And so
That's what I'm saying, like
my
15, 10 points between the two of them. Like,
yeah, well, but here's my thing. So, like, let's say, like, right now, if we could get a 20, 10, and 10 guy, right, with like 2 blocks and 2 steals a game, wouldn't you want to do that? Wouldn't you want to trade for a 20,
oh,
10,
easily, easily.
2010? Well, that could be Thomas Bryant and Dennis Schroeder combined. Dennis Schroeder could
Okay.
probably get you. Dennis Schroeder could get you probably 10 plus a game. Thomas Bryant could probably get you 10 plus a game. Dennis Schroeder averages like 4 rebounds a game. Thomas Bryant averages like 6 or 7 a game. So there's 20 points, 20 to 30 points, 10 rebounds a game. Dennis Schroeder is going to get you probably 5 assists. Thomas Bryant can get you 1 or 2 assists. So there's another 7 assists. And Thomas
I wonder
Bryant
how
could probably
sharp
get
they're going to be coming back, though.
well, yeah, I mean, it'll probably take some time to ease back into it, but I mean, Thomas Bryant can go and give you, like 2 blocks a game, and Dennis Schroeder could get you 2 steals a game. So you're talking about a team right now that's already in every game
Yeah.
now, or for the most part, is in almost every game. You're adding at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and probably, 7 assists. Like, that's like adding another star, but you're getting
Yeah.
it within 2 players. So now that is, instead of 6 guys scoring, that's 8 guys. And now that it just makes things better. Again, I'm not saying that makes us a contender, but it will greatly help. And now the Lakers can evaluate, okay, how close are we? Like if Dennis Schroeder and Thomas Bryant come back and we go on a 5-game winning streak, and we smacked the Suns by 15. We smacked Detroit by 20. Because now you got 8 guys instead of 6, and it's just they're making a real impact. Well, now it's like, okay, well, maybe we don't need a huge grand slam trade. Maybe we can just take Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn, go move them, and go get like another key player, say a Terry Rozier, another scorer, somebody.
And you're right. It's those two. There's nobody else on the team, maybe besides Matt Ryan, but there's nobody else on the team that I want to target.
That can make an impact.
Well, exactly. Exactly. You would have to do like a Bev and Nunn, but like those two in particular, especially because their production, at this point, I'm to the point where like, let's get them out of here.
And they're the most sizable contracts that we can actually move, which helps because you're not trading Walker. So if you're not, like, the only 2 left are outside of Russ are Beverly and Nunn.
Better not trade Walker.
And here's the thing: if Dennis Schroeder comes back and he really is great for the Lakers, now you don't need Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn. So it gives you more of a reason to trade him. Right. And Dennis
Schroeder gives energy and defense. It's just only going to add to our defense. Like, think about it. You got Schroeder. I don't think you're ever going to see this matchup at the same time on the court, but if you got Schroeder, Russ, AD, and like Christie on the court, you know what I mean? Like, imagine how good defensively that would be. As long as you're not facing like a huge lineup, you know what I mean? Like a lineup that just like has you beat in like height and speed. But like, imagine what kind of crazy defensive lineup that would be. Like strong. Like,
real quick before we continue with the conversation, let's say hi to some people in the chat. What's going on, Austin?
What's up, Austin?
KD, what is up? What is up? I appreciate y'all being here.
KD, y'all just lost.
Do y'all think Russ will be bought out once he's traded? Because I still believe he'll be traded by the trade deadline. Yeah, I mean, depending on what team trades for him, I do. I don't think if he ends up getting traded, I don't see a team actually keeping him around that would trade for him. Just because the problem is
I'll
like
be shocked if he gets traded though.
I think I mean it depends. It depends on what we need. It depends on and it depends on what's out
Well,
there. You know
on
what I
who,
mean?
yeah, who's out there, but like at this point, it's like again, you have to make that trade worth it. We've been talking about it because
Yeah,
like
it does have. It has to be.
he's been too consistent at this point for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
at
and
this point,
another
he's not even being spotty. He's
yeah
like very consistent, contributing. Like
yeah
you know what I mean?
and every game.
Minimizing mistakes. You
But
know, there's a
that's my
few.
point too. Is that like when you like people need to take because people look at like say Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, right?
Yeah,
People don't take into account that like yes, you add Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, but not only do you add Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, you're losing Russ in the process. So Russ is averaging like 7 rebounds a game. So basically, all Miles Turner's doing is coming in and just replacing Russ's rebounding, right? Russ is averaging like 16 a game or whatever
yeah,
this season,
yes,
17 a
yeah,
game, right? So Miles Turner. So basically, uh, you're replacing Miles Turner with, or let's say Buddy Hield, because Buddy Hield's scoring more. So you're basically replacing Russ, and Miles Turner is replacing his rebounds, and Buddy Hield is replacing his scoring. Yes, you probably get some more scoring, but you're also losing like 9 assists a game. So like you're
yeah,
losing production, you're losing a nightly production, and yes, you're gaining production, you're gaining depth. There are other factors to it. Like, don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
but people don't. I feel like a lot of people don't equate all the things to the equation. People look at it as like we're putting up, 110 a game. You had Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, we're putting up 150 a game, and it's like it doesn't work like that.
No,
Like there's factors that go into it.
yeah,
But I do think if he does get traded, yes, he'll be bought out. I don't believe Russ will be traded. I think if there is a major trade, it involves AD or Bev. I don't think they trade AD this year. If we're terrible, and like
AD heard the trade rumors too. He said,
yeah,
"Y'all,"
yeah,
he said, "I'm gonna come out and show you."
about to ball out.
His
Watch
18 rebounds.
it makes no sense. It makes no sense to trade AD this season because you're not going to get the value for him during the season. You'll get more value in the offseason because you're going to have teams that are going to reevaluate and go, you know what, like let's go make a move for AD. Because they'll have an entire
Well,
training
yeah,
camp,
because teams aren't
entire
going to be taking
offseason.
as well.
Try to,
So
yeah, exactly. So I don't think AD is getting traded this year. Bev, I do think we'll end up at some point. I do think we'll end up trading Bev and none, especially if Schroder comes back and he's half decent. I think they'll move Bev. I think they'll move Bev and none. I really do.
do you want to trade those two?
Yes, to get another
Yeah,
piece because they're just giving us no production. Like, look, Patrick Beverly. Don't get me wrong. Patrick Beverly's still providing defense, and he's still a locker room guy. Here's the problem: we're not good enough for a Jared Dudley. Like we're just not. Like, as great as Patrick Beverly is, like defensively, he's providing nothing offensively for us. He's hurting us tremendously on the offensive end. He's making bad decisions. He can't buy a bucket. He's at times he's a liability. Yes, he's a hard-nosed defender, which is nice, and you do need that, but we're not good enough as a team to just have a guy out there that's just solely for defense.
yeah,
Like we're just not good enough. If we had a bunch of like really good guys, like say we had, you know, say we had, Kyrie, Miles Turner right now, right? Then like yeah, keep Patrick Beverly, right? Because you got Kyrie for your scoring output, you got your center
yeah,
and shot blocker. Now you have enough scoring now to where Patrick Beverly, you could just have him as a defense specialist and be a
yeah,
locker room guy and keep people in check. But we don't have that. We're not good enough right now to have that. Um,
yeah.
y'all see that technical on Tatum? These refs got to start losing their jobs or get fined. Dude, I've
You
said
know,
I've said that for years. That refs need to be held accountable. They really do. Like they
no,
make some of
yeah.
the
I actually
goofiest
when
decisions.
I saw that, I actually just went to go and look it up, and yeah, that tech was that's rough.
Yeah,
But not only that, there's that one. There's the one on KD the other night, which the KD one was a little bit justified, just a little bit, because like anytime you stand over a player like that, but this Tatum one, I'm sorry, I looked at it like that was crazy. Like yeah, I just saw it right now. He just
Yeah.
all he did was just like clap his hands. He might have said something, I don't know, but like yeah, no.
Dude, I hate the
I think
I
these
hate the tech
refs.
for the bench right now. Like so like now so like benches in the NBA you get technical if too many guys are standing. Like it's the dumbest thing. Like these are competitive athletes. You know, if Russ runs down the court, makes a big, slam dunk monster, you don't think that the team is going to jump up and like you want everyone to sit there and just golf clap?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
oh,
nice dunk. Yeah, nice dunk. Good job, Russ. Way to go, Russ.
like it's stupid. Like if they're on the court and they're obstructing, the NBA has allowed guys to walk on the court for 75 years and now it's a problem. Like it's the stupidest thing ever. Like they're
Freaking
just
even like AI did it. No.
it's
See,
stupid.
AI should did a lot of stuff back in the day. He should have got tech for it, but like that the league is just
Dude,
giving
the
like
Tyrone Lue walkover is
that,
iconic.
that,
Let
that,
that
that's what
happen.
that's what
Let that
that's like
happen.
that's exactly what I was talking to. Like that's exactly what I was talking
He
about
would get it
when he
in
like
today's NBA. He would have gotten a tech. He might have
when
gotten
he
injected in today's
when
NBA.
he crossed the
Because
mess out of him and
yeah,
just stepped over him. I
you
was
know what that
like,
does? If that hurts your feelings, too bad. Play better.
exactly, be
Guard.
better.
Do better. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you need a little bit of humble pie. They're athletes. They're competitive. Like if anybody's played sports, you know what it's like when you get a nasty crossover or you just make a beautiful shot in someone's face. You're chirping down the court. So, like let these guys talk. If it's getting out of hand and it's getting carried away, that's one thing. But like let these guys be excited. Let these guys like you see it
Yeah.
like we've seen guys get texts because they got a big and one or something. They're like clapping and just like hyped up, and it's like you're in a competitive atmosphere. And like what advertisers are upset because guys are clapping. Like sit down, shut up. Like
Bro, tell me you don't remember. Okay, Miami Heat, LeBron eight. No, sorry, LeBron, Bosch, and Wade. That alley oop, that famous like three, like yeah, when they tossed the alley oop, and then Braun was just like standing over, like why? I think he got a tech for that actually, or I think he was. I think he got a tech,
no,
but
not back then. Like this has been a recent thing. This has been the last like few years.
okay. But like things like that, I just don't understand because then they're gonna start giving texts for like Russ rocking the baby and like Steph going like good night, go to sleep. You know what I mean? And like that's gonna like
Dude,
no, like
Russ got a tech. Russ got a tech for a stare down. After
yeah,
after he
like
made, he like looked in the dude's face and was just staring at him and like did the rock the baby thing and ran down the court and they gave him a tech for it. Like these guys are competitive athletes. Let them talk shit, dude. Like you don't like in the 80s and 90s, these dudes were talking about each other's mothers and talking about
right.
oh yeah, I met your wife at the hotel. Yeah, like you have a kid on the way. Don't worry. Like just I mean, that used to be a thing that used to be praised. Like they used to make articles about who are the best trash talkers and just that competitive. Like that's part of
one of
sport.
one of my all time favorite moves is when Kobe faced Shaq after Shaq went to another. I think it was Shaq went to Miami and like Kobe had scored him and Kobe was like he was like just staring Shaq down. That was the
Yeah,
funniest thing ever.
today that would be a tech. Jordan dunking on Dikembe Mutombo, right, and doing the wag, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that would have been a tech nowadays. Like that's stupid.
yeah.
That was an iconic moment because he was talking shit to Jordan, telling him, "Oh, you'll never dunk on me," and like 3 days later, Jordan just banged all over him, put his nuts in his face, and then went down and just did the whole whack. Like it's stupid. Let these guys are grown men, competitive athletes. Let them talk. Let them trip. Let them play.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Let
that's
these
part of
men
the
play.
sport. Like
Let them
exactly, it's part
play.
of the sport.
It's entertaining. This is entertainment. Like I want to watch Russell Westbrook and them
Like
tell somebody that they're too small and do the rock the baby. I want to see somebody just put their whole nuts in somebody's mouth and then just talk shit after. Like that's what basketball is. Do that. Like, God. We need it from the five position. We do. We need a like hopefully Thomas Bryant comes in and really helps in that spot. I really do. Um, Lakers should trade for a guy like Corey Crispet. I don't think Washington will trade him unless it is a Westbrook deal. But I like the guy. Yeah, he's solid. I wouldn't mind somebody like that. Um, I have three young player targets: Sadiq Bey from the Knicks, Cam Reddish from the Knicks, and Williams from the Thunder. I wouldn't mind any of those guys. One of those young small forwards would be nice.
Especially
I
not
agree.
Cam.
They'd be nice.
Cam.
Cam, like we've had like we've traded for Cam like three times, like, and it's just like it just always falls through. I don't think the
Telling
Knicks will
you,
trade Cam Reddish.
give Cam like 3 years. I'm telling you.
Cam is really nice. He just needs he's been good for the Knicks this year. He just needs the playing time. He just doesn't get the
Yeah.
playing time. What's going on, Elder? Appreciate you. Salute. How are you, Elder? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. I don't think the Pistons would trade Sadiq. I don't think so either, but Cam Reddish should definitely be traded. Tibbs ain't using him enough. Tibbs didn't even want him to begin with. Tibbs was pissed that they even traded for him. That's why they tried to trade him to the Lakers. Don't you think the extension with Bogdanovich makes a bit expendable? I don't think so. I think they traded for Bogdanovich because now you got him locked in. It makes him more desirable because they got him for a reasonable. They extended him for a reasonable price for his production, and now if you trade for him, you don't have to worry about him leaving at the end of the year. You know, because if you're a team, are you really trading for Bogdanovich and running the risk of him leaving? Well, now he's locked in for 2 years. So I think that's what it is. I think it's more of like, one, if you end up having to keep him, he's a veteran leader that can come in, giving you 20 a game, and he's shooting 50% from the field, which is insane, 50.4%. So I think that really helps. And there's already talks and rumors about the Pistons trying to trade Bogdanovich. So I think they extended him because he becomes more desirable, because now you could probably get a first round pick for him, where before teams are going to be like, I don't want to give a first round pick because he might leave us next year. Well, guess what? Now he's not going to leave you because you got him for 2 years. Like, so that's the difference. Michigan State guys all play good defense. Agreed. He is beautiful. What's going on, Snorlax? What is up? How are we today? I'm wonderful. What about you, Jake?
I'm good. I'm good.
That Jimmy Butler is actually a good comparison. I hope the Lakers hold on to him in the future. I agree. Yeah, like I said, I don't. It was just like a random comment that I just remember, and they were like, "Yeah, he reminds me of a young Jimmy Butler when he came in the league," and I was like, "That is a great comparison." I was like, "That is exact," because I remember talking, and I was like, I don't remember who I was comparing him to. I know I've said Tony Allen in the past, but I know I said somebody else, and I was like, he kind of reminds me of this. And then somebody was like, he reminds me of young Jimmy Butler, and I was like, man, that's it. I was like, that's what he is, young Jimmy Butler. I really like that comparison. None in bet. Hopefully, he becomes a better shooter than Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's still not a very good shooter, and Christie has a better shot. He actually has a really nice looking shot. None and Bev +2 first-round picks for Bogdanovich and Westbrook, Gabriel 29, for Richardson, McDermott, Portal 13 million trade exception. I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't be against something like that. I don't know if they'll trade Bogdanovich for 2 seconds. Problem is that like there's other teams that want Bogdanovich. Like the Suns are trying to get Bogdanovich too, and so like, you know, they could just trade Crowder and like a first-round pick for Bogdanovich, and there you go. And now they got Bogdanovich, and they gave up a first, and I don't think the Lakers can compete with that. No way. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. No way. Bond is already 30, right? So they probably just extended him for a veteran presence. If I were to guess, that's what I think it is. I think it goes two ways. I think one, he becomes more desirable and easier to trade, and two, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, well now, you know, if we can't find a trade for him, we could just keep him. He's 30. Yeah, he doesn't fit our timeline, but you know, it's like it helps. We just have to tell Clutch no. Thanks. If the Lakers hold on to Westbrook, they can re-sign Lonnie Brown and Reeves next season to bigger deals, get cap room, $2.6 million, and it will also leave them $10 million cap mid. The problem is like realistically, they're probably only going to have about 25 to 35 million in cap. Just because you got cap holds for the 14th roster spot, you're going to have your pick next year. There's a lot of things that go into cap space. They're not going to have 42 million. Not just that, but Damian Jones, he's having a terrible season. So chances are he's probably not going to leave. He's probably going to want to opt back in. All of that stuff plays a role. Let's see. As of right now, I bet money the Nuggets make the finals. I don't think so. I still don't buy the Nuggets. Look, the Nuggets look good. Don't get me wrong. You're not like I wouldn't be shocked if they made the finals. I just it's one of those things like I can't believe in you until you prove me otherwise. You know what I mean? Like I just don't buy you until you prove to me
Yeah.
that you're the guy.
Cavs or Utah, maybe. I don't know about the Nuggets.
Imagine you have a Cleveland Utah finals. Like the NBA would be turning over. Nuggets won't make the finals. I don't think so. The NBA would do whatever they could to prevent that. Maybe I'm
Yo,
just way
if
too
Cleveland
high on
got
them.
back there without Braun, that's just the funniest thing to me. I don't know why.
It's not gonna be legit. Much better defense and decision making. It's just a tougher conference all around. The rise of young teams early. The contenders will be the same by the end. Yeah, I think so too. What is it? Cream always rises to the top or whatever. Yeah, that's what'll end up happening. 80 only balled out because the Nets have zero big men. I think that was part of it. I think because look, before Claxton got hurt, he was still dominating ball. I think it helped him definitely, like especially in the second half because he's been great in the first half. He just
had his way in the paint. Like it was like nothing. Like there was no stopping him. Like
I think him getting
spin,
like
turn, like cut, like it was.
I think him getting the 10 offensive rebounds. That was because they had zero big. Like there were some factors. Don't get me wrong. I think him getting 19 rebounds was part of that, But I think him just playing a big game, I think he would have done regardless. Maybe not 37 and 19 if they had a big man, but I still think he would have got 30. Like, I mean, even Darvin Ham said, like, granted, it could just be talk. He could have just said it, but he said that, that AD told him like, I got your back, coach, after they lost, and that AD said he'd have a big game. So I don't know.
Question for you, really quick, just before I forget. LeBron and KD, are you upset you didn't get to see it? Did you want to get it? Did you want to see it?
I mean, at this point,
or at this point, you're not really.
At this point, no. Like when they were younger, yeah, absolutely. Like that was prime time game. At this point, you kind of know what to expect. I just, I like crunch. Like if it was a close game in crunch time, yeah, it might have been pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not like super high. Like 10 years ago, man, that's a can't miss game. Like I'd be, but now it's like, all right. You think Lakers could get Fox if he asked for a trade? He's part of Clutch Sports. I did see that he is part of Clutch. I saw some like meme that was like, it was like Fox, and it said he's gone to Clutch, and it like was turning his jersey into a Laker jersey. It was hilarious. I think eventually he could. I'm not really high on Fox. Like I don't think he's a bad player or anything like that, but like I think I don't think he's ever going to be a winning player. You know what I mean? I think he's a guy, not saying that he doesn't want to win and stuff, but I really just think he's a guy that like he puts up good stats, puts up good numbers, but it doesn't really translate to winning. Like that's he's not a number one, maybe not even a number two on a championship contender. Like he needs like some quality guys around him, or just like a bunch of really good, like a number two and like a bunch of really good role players. Like if you had like him and like Kevin Durant with Sabonis, like you had Kevin Durant for the Kings, I think they're a contender. But like I think you have to have like a very specific player for Fox to be great. Like he's not a guy I would want to build around personally.
No. I don't think he is a carrier team player. Not right now. I think he could be, but yeah, not right now.
We'll see. But real quick, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got quite a bit of people in here, so subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, I see a bunch of new faces in here, so subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. This is my other channel. It's our channel, but many of you know me from the As It Stands Lakers channel. We started this channel over here together, Talk Lakers. So subscribe here to support, because I know a lot of people are like, is this your channel too? And I'm like, yes. So Kyrie soon, right? I hope so. Like, I don't want people, putting all their chips into the basket and think it's gonna happen. I think I
you
think it makes,
still staying where it's at? You don't think he's going to play another game for Brooklyn?
I don't. I don't. He's not supposed to be playing during this road trip. And if that's the case, that means he's missed 10 games. And if they continue to win over these 10 games, why? That means his first game back would be like November 23rd or something. Um, like he's missed the entire month. Why bring him back at that point?
Yeah.
Like especially if they keep winning games. I just don't think Kyrie's gonna help. I do. I think they end up buying him out at some point. I do. In the next, like I said, the next week or two, I think he ends up getting bought out. I think if the Nets win, that's kind of why I wanted the Nets to win yesterday. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
I was thinking the
there
exact
was a
same
little
thing.
part of me that
I
was
was
a little,
like, well, yeah, because they're just coming off of a win. I said they need another one.
yeah,
That
you
would
go
be
back.
2-0.
Well,
Well,
and if they would have won, if they would have beat the Lakers last night, they would have won like something like six out of the last 7 games or something like that since Vaughn took over.
yeah,
Which I think would have been huge, and they would have won all 5 out of the 4 out of the 5 without Kyrie. I think that would have been huge. Like, or no, sorry, they would have won 5 out of 6 without Kyrie because that would have been Kyrie's first game back. The
yeah,
Lakers game,
yeah,
so they
yeah,
would have won 5 out of 6 without Kyrie. I think that would have been huge. So I hope they keep winning.
yeah,
Is what I hope. Miles, I would love if we got Kyrie and Miles Turner. But I don't know. We'll see. Keep Max Christie. I'm with you. Lonnie Hardfire. Facts. I'm with you. Rob Stinker doesn't know what he's doing. Trash. I can do a better job. Then I'd be stupid. We need Wayne shooting in another center and make a trade. I'm pissed that we're wasting another season. We're screwed. I mean, based on reports, he's working on it. So we'll see. We'll see what develops. You gotta keep in mind everything takes time. I know it's frustrating,
yeah,
and we all want something right now, but trades are hard to do. Hard to do. And on top of trades being hard to do, every team wants to fleece the Lakers right now. And so Rob's got to navigate through just like the just turmoil that is the Laker tax and finding a proper deal.
yeah.
It's a mess. It's hard. I already got that one. Sorry. What's up with Booker? Nothing. I mean, Jimmy Butler had a nice play. He locked him up. He got the clamps. That's what Jimmy Butler's known for. That's what Jimmy Butler does. I think Fox will be seen in a new light under Mike Brown, turning the Kings into a playoff type team. I think Mike Brown was a really good coach for them. I think he's going to fit in perfectly. But I made an entire video on As It Stands about the Kings and how much I like the Kings this year and how I think they could stumble into the playoffs this year. And I still believe that. They've been great. They've won 6 out of the last 7 games or something like that, and they've beaten good teams. They just beat the Warriors last night. I do. I
Which
really
I was shocked. I thought the Warriors were gonna win like that.
because they're a very good young team. If
No, I'm only shocked because Warriors historically are proven. Well, yeah, but this is the beginning of the season. The beginning is the thing when they go on runs and they start winning games, they're the best at keeping streaks. I thought they were going to go on a tear, but yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, not at all. I know 100% that Kyrie is a Laker. Brooklyn Nets are a weird organization and deserve to all still keep it. Yeah, I think Kyrie's coming. If it's not this year, I do think he comes next year. I think sooner or later he's going to be in a purple and gold jersey. I think it's just a matter of time. Yeah, I really do. If it's not this year, I think it's next year. But
I honestly think it's I think it's her Jeannie Buss's relationship with him too, and honestly, if she's going to really want to put up with that, you know what I mean? I don't know if she's gonna want to.
I think they will because of LeBron. If as long I'm not worried about Kyrie while LeBron's there. Yeah. My concern is after LeBron leaves. If we sign so next year, my guess next year is a prove it deal. With Kyrie Irving, right? So I think they sign him to 15 million, prove it. And hey, if you're really good, we'll give you a 4-year max or something like that, right? Especially because the following year LeBron can opt out. So I think they'll look at it as hey, nobody's giving you a max. Come here, we'll give you a $15 million prove it deal, which is still solid money, maybe 18 million, 15 to 18 million. We'll give you a prove it deal. If you do well, then we'll give you a max contract. And I think that that's what they'll do. Problem is that means like 2 or 3 years into that max contract, you're not going to have LeBron James very likely. And then what Kyrie are you getting? Like,
Yeah.
are you going to get a Kyrie that's still and you know, is he still going to be the same guy that time? Like, that's my only concern. But I think if you're the Lakers and he wants to come, you get him. I think you do. Like, I think one, LA fans are gonna embrace him and love him. LA's media is not as bad as the New York media.
That's true. That's true. They're not as harsh.
Yeah. So I think it will. I think it will be a little I think it'll be interesting. Put it that way. The fact that they paid Pelinka something is going to be brewing. Yeah, but the problem is they paid Pelinka before the season. Like, the report just came out like 2 months later. So that's all it was. Like, Pelinka got extended before they even fired the coach and stuff. Like, he got an extension like early on. I believe everything you say as it stands. You said he's a Laker after watching all your videos. You're an expert. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I am definitely not an expert. I am just some dude on the internet. But I do think sooner or later he will be. I try to give educational guesses and try to give you information that is factual. I'm really big on facts and statistics and stuff. But like, the Kyrie thing is just a guess of mine. I don't know. Like, I'm not an insider or nothing. Believe me. Me and Kyrie aren't going for lunch on Friday. Like, it's like,
don't let him lie to you.
Yeah, me and Kyrie aren't sipping Mai Tais later. Like, no, it's just a guess based on everything we see. And I just don't know why Kyrie would even want to go back to the Nets after everything that's happened, everything they've said. I just don't see a way.
Me personally, I wouldn't. If I was in a situation and they treated me how they treated Kyrie, gave me this imaginary six-thing list that I had to do before I came back to playing basketball, absolutely not. Forget about it.
And on top of that, you call Kyrie unfit. Like, if a job called me unfit, I'm walking out that day. Like, you're done. Like, all right, I'm unfit. All right, then you don't need me here. Like, I'm not gonna work for a place that.
I'm one of the best scorers this league has ever seen in their history. One of the best creative scorers in the history of this.
He might be the best finisher ever.
Oh yeah, no, I have him at the best finisher.
He might be the most overall skilled player ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm saying, like, if I'm that, and you're right. You tell me you're unfit. And then LeBron tweeted the other day, was like, I guess he tweeted, he was like, pretty much like, bring Kyrie back. Like, let the man play.
Yeah. Real quick again before we wrap up and get through this chat, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow this channel. We'd greatly appreciate it. We're only 8 subscribers away from 2,700. That would be awesome. So hit that subscribe button. I'm sure there's 8 of you that aren't subscribed.
Smash the button.
All right. Should I take your videos with the greatest? It depends on the video. If it's just like a theory, but I mean, if I'm giving you factual information, then no, it's true, it's facts. But if I'm giving you a theory, an idea, if I'm like, hey, I think Kyrie Irving is coming in 2 weeks, take that with a grain of salt. That's just a guess of mine. It depends on the video. If I'm just making a fun, like, trade video or something like that, then yeah, don't believe that. But if I'm giving you actual information, I'm like, hey, this report came out, here's this information, then no, I'm giving you actual information. I usually will tell you, if not usually, I always tell you, like, if I'm making a video, I'm like, hey, this video is just my thoughts, just an idea, just an opinion, or hey, here, and I usually put like the article and the clip in the video. Like, if it's something, like, if it's a report, I usually try to put, like, unless it's just an audio report, I can't do that. But if it's like an actual written report, I usually put the report and read it to you. It just, like I said, it depends on the video. But no, I'm not out here trying to, like, mislead people, if that's what you're getting at. Pelinka was Kobe's guy, wasn't he? Yeah. Pelinka was Kobe's agent.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's see. it's my view that unless he is bought out, there is no way Kyrie Irving is ever signed by the Los Angeles Lakers. But a buyout changes everything. I mean, look, I don't think the Lakers will trade for him. Like, if even if the Nets right now were like, "Hey, I'll swap you Kyrie for Russell Westbrook straight up," I still don't think they would do it. Like, no picks, no nothing, like just straight swap. I still
Yeah.
don't believe that they would do it. But I do think that next season you're going to get Kyrie pretty cheap. I think they'll give him a 1 year prove it deal for, like I said, like 15 million or something.
Yeah.
And if he proves it, then he'll get a max extension, something like that. I just don't think he'll get it for the long haul. But if they buy him out, then yeah, I think that'll be fantastic.
But I think the more time that goes without controversy, more teams are going to want him than we think. Like the more time, because the thing is, other news happens in the league, we forget about it. Like the more time that he can kind of keep himself out of controversy, I don't think that everybody's going to keep this fresh in their minds next year. So I
Yeah.
do feel like more teams are going to want him, but I feel like he would want to probably go to LA the most, just because Braun. If
Yeah.
Braun wasn't there, then I don't really see him going to LA. But
I think if he was bought out, I think there might be a couple teams that might take a chance.
yeah,
Um, something like that. Uh, you've been saying, oh, did I miss one? Oh no, no. You've been saying Kyrie is coming for months. Take it with a grain of salt. I'll believe it when it does. Hey, absolutely. Like I said, if take it with a grain of salt. Again, I don't know anything. If the Lakers end up getting Kyrie out of the buyout, should the Lakers trade Russ for depth, or keep him as a six man? Personally, if you get Kyrie Irving, I would trade Russell Westbrook. As much as I would love to have Russ come off the bench as the sixth man, like with
he just takes up
Kyrie,
too much cap space.
well, it's not even that. I just think like if you get Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook is the one contract that could build you the team you need to actually be a contender. Like a legit, like you're like as long as everyone's healthy, you're probably the best team in the league, right? Like
Yeah.
imagine if the Lakers got Kyrie on a buyout and then went and flipped Russell Westbrook in both first for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. Imagine your starting five is Kyrie, Buddy Hield, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Miles Turner. Like, or even if you did the Spurs deal, imagine your starting five is
Yeah.
Kyrie, Josh Richardson, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Jakob Poeltl. You have the best starting five in the league. You still have depth. You have scoring. You'd be insane. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, unfortunately, as much as I would love to have Kyrie, and then Russ backing up Kyrie just for like the visual in the
Yeah.
headline, like I
Yeah.
would love that. In reality, yes, you gotta trade. You gotta trade. You gotta trade Russell Westbrook. I'd trade Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverly, and Kendrick Nunn. I'd get rid of all three of them because you got Schroder, you got LeBron, you got Kyrie, you got all that stuff. I'd trade those three guys, go get another, three or four guys for you, and get ready to go on a title run here. You can't swap Kyrie for Westbrook salaries. I'm speaking figuratively. Um, Rob don't have that Mamba mentality. That's why he hasn't made a trade now. If I was the GM of the Lakers, I would have given up everything in picks for players. Lakers. Problem is, it has to be the right deal. Like you don't want to do
Yeah.
a trade just to be neutral. You don't want to do a trade and just you go from like a 10th seed to an 8th seed. It's like
Yeah.
it's redundant, like, and now you're stuck with that team for the next few years. And now you're just an 8th seed every year for the next few years. It's got to be the right trade. It's got to be the right deal.
Has to be significant.
Yeah, it's got to be worth it. Fire on me. Appreciate you. But one one sort of last little thing that I wanted to talk about, and then we can skate on out of here is so hopefully if we can go on because we've talked about like just treading the water, right? We've talked about
Yeah.
that for quite some time. You got to tread the water. We gotta be in a position to stay afloat long enough for us to go do a trade, go do a deal. And I still believe that. We talked about how Dennis Schroder and Thomas Bryant could make an impact. And another thing that I wanted to kind of hit on is like with that, it also, if we wait to evaluate Dennis Schroder and Thomas Bryant, it also gives us an opportunity to see gives us an opportunity to see what our needs really are, right?
Yeah.
So, like, let's say Thomas Bryant it comes in and he's like a 15-8 guy, right, for the Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Consistently night in and night out. He's hitting threes. He's coming in. He's contributing. He's playing solid, right?
Yeah.
Well, now you don't need Miles Turner no more, and then like let's say Schroder is playing great. Let's say he's like a 15-5 guy, 15, 5
Yeah.
and 5. Like, okay, cool. So then now you don't need Kendrick Nunn, you don't need Patrick. So what do you need at that point? You probably need some wing defenders, some 3-and-D guys. So now you can look and see what deal would be the best deal for you. So that's the other thing too we need to take into account, that it might be best for the Lakers to wait on Dennis Schroder and just this team to be healthy in general.
Yeah.
Because once they're back, everyone will be healthy. Give it,
You're
a
talking about
handful.
full LeBron, full everybody,
Yeah,
full. Yeah.
This full Schroder, and like I said, if we go on, maybe we go on and we win. Like, what if we get them back and we go on a 7 or 8 game win streak? And it's like, man, okay, this team looks so much better. You got this, you got that, more energy, yada, yada, yada. Well, now it's like, okay, maybe we are only a piece or two away from being a legit contender, right? Because like if we get Thomas Bryant and Dennis Schroder, and now we look like a legit playoff team, because right now we don't even look like a legit playoff team. So
no, we do not.
Now we get Schroder and Bryant. Now
in certain games we do, but not consistently.
Yeah, but I mean saying overall, right? So now let's say we get Thomas Bryant and Dennis Schroder, and we do look like it. We look like usually playoff teams are only like a piece or two away from being legit contenders. So now by waiting, you get to see what potential you need and what impact you can have via trade, where you can't do that right now. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem, is like, yes, we could go trade for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, but what if Thomas Bryant turns out to be our Miles Turner? Then it's like we just traded for
a stretch though?
The same guy. No, not really. I mean, Thomas Bryant has been a great shot blocker. He's had seasons where he's put up significant points. He's rebounds. He's had monster games. He can shoot the 3 ball. Everything. I mean, it's not like super.
Who would you rather have? Well, I think you would say Bryant because of how injury prone.
I mean, Thomas Bryant has been dealing with injuries lately too, so they're kind of both the same.
True.
Thomas Bryant's just so much cheaper. I mean, if I'm being honest, I'd rather have Miles Turner, but like the difference might not be as much as people think. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the difference, right? So like, for example, in 2020, Thomas Bryant played 27 minutes, averaged 14 points, shot 42, almost 43% from 3, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, basically a steal and a block, right? In 2019, he averaged 13 points, still again 40% from 3, 7.2 rebounds, 1 assist, point block. So for his career, he's averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds. Has shot 35% from 3. But you got to take into account the first year with the Lakers, he played 15 games and only played 4 minutes a game. So, and he averaged 1 point a game. So if you remove that, if you remove the Lakers year and you remove the year that he got hurt, like he's basically a 15-6 guy, which is Miles Turner. Miles Turner is a 14-7 guy. So Thomas Bryant could be our Miles Turner. And so like if he does turn out to be our Miles Turner, why would you then go and trade for Miles Turner? You know what I mean? So
you really wouldn't. No, you really wouldn't need to, because that way, and you're going to keep your first 2 round picks. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, you could go get a bigger need, because if he can come in and be that guy, even if he's not Miles Turner, even if he's just like a solid center for us, right? Well, now why would you go get a center when you just filled that hole? Now you can go focus on getting other holes solved, which the Lakers have a lot of holes that they need solved. So
they do, but what are the chances that these two come in, we go on a great run streak, and we realize, okay, we don't really need to do a trade at all? Like, do you see a world in which that happens? Like, no trade.
No, I think we do some sort of. I think absolute worst case, like let's say Schroder and Thomas Bryant come in and absolutely kill it, and like we're great, right? And like let's say we go on a 15-game win streak. It's crazy. It's like, man, we look like the best team in the league. I don't think that's going to happen, but let's say, right? I still think the Lakers trade Dennis Schroder Beverly and Nunn, because you don't need them. Like if Dennis Schroder comes in and he gives you, 15, 5, and 5, why wouldn't you trade Patrick Beverly? Why wouldn't you trade Kendrick Nunn and go get a piece that you need? Why not go trade?
Well, easily, because at that point, Schroeder's your second best point guard because he's not going to outplay Westbrook. The production's not going to be there. I don't see that happening. He could, but it's very unlikely.
Yeah, but Russ, they're never going to put Russ back into the starting lineup. So,
well, no, they're not. But I'm just saying, I just don't. I think your two best point guards are going to be Russ and Schroeder at that point.
Okay,
and Nunn and Beverly, which, just are your two bottom point guards. And out of the two, I really don't even. I would probably, if I had to keep one or the other, I don't even know who I would choose because they're so flippy floppy in night in night out. But more so, I think I would keep Nunn because Beverly has been kind of consistently bad, but Nunn has shown little spots here and there where he can go get you, 10, maybe 12. So
yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's what's going to end up at. They're going to end up trading one way or another. I think because if Schroeder comes back and he's great for you, there's no reason at all to keep him. None. So at that point, you might as well just move on and be done. And or like I said, go do and go get pieces you need. So like I would rather them, like let's say Thomas Bryant is an absolute stud, right? And he's just fantastic for him. Well, then take Damian Jones, Patrick Beverly, Kendrick Nunn, and go get Jakob Poeltl and Doug McDermott. Give up a first or whatever, and there you
get some wing defenders. Yeah,
all is right in the world type thing. I just think however you slice it, I think you're better off going that route than not. But here, let's answer these last few questions and we'll get on out of here. We're right. Also, does Dennis start instead of Pat Bev if he plays next game, or does he come off the bench to ease him into it? I would imagine they start him, that they bring him off the bench to start. At least the first game or two, so he can kind of get his feet wet instead of throwing him in the woods. But I wouldn't be shocked.
But here's my thing right now, anything that Dennis does right now is gonna be better than Patrick. He could come out and just cruise, and Dennis Schroeder's gonna go get you more points, more rebounds, and more assists. I kid you not, I would bet on it. If Dennis is healthy, he's ready to play. Whatever production he comes out with is gonna be, leaps and bounds.
Once we start doing trades, we should be fine after that. I agree. I think we'll be fine. Bryant, backup center. Yeah, I mean, you could have him start next AD, or you could have him be your backup. Either way. Thomas Bryant would be nice as the backup to Miles. He would be, but my thing is, like I said, is that if Thomas Bryant could be a 15-7 guy, then I think that you go and you have why would you go then and trade for Miles Turner, who's going to give you the same thing when you have other needs, right? There's other players that you need, so I just don't see the point in doing that, Have Gabe back up 80 at the 4 yet. Winning Gabriel's been solid for us.
You're saying have Gabe back up 80 at the 4, then have I see. Okay.
Right, Thomas Bryant back up at the 5. Yeah. Thomas Bryant didn't look good in preseason. What are we talking about? Can't be too optimistic with him giving 15 and 8. Of course you can. Look, he came off a major injury the year prior. It's going to take time to get under his legs. He did have a couple games of preseason where he looked really good. It's not out of the realm of possibility after he gets a couple games under his belt that he'll get back to being what he's consistently averaged. I'm not asking him to do more. I'm asking him to just get back to what you average. I'm not asking him to be a 30-point a game guy or a 25-point a game guy. I'm saying, what is his average? His average is around that, So can you just get back to being your average? Just preseason, just because he had a bad preseason. Look, Kendrick Nunn had a great preseason. So No,
That point. Yeah,
preseason
that
means
point.
nothing. LeBron James had a terrible preseason, and he's been pretty good, for the most part. Like, how guys look at preseason, I don't care. What do they look like when they get to the court? And that's right. Yes, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we're only 8 subscribers. Hang on, 7. We are. Come on, we are. Update. Hurry up. Yeah, we're 7 subscribers away from 2,700. So subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Like, imagine LeBron, AD, Kyrie, and Russ continues to come off the bench. That would be amazing to watch. Like, I would absolutely love it. I really would. Like, just for like the aesthetic look and just like to say and see that happen. Like, I love that. But I just think realistically, you gotta, like, if you have those guys, you gotta go all in. You gotta push all your chips to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Gabe too. Yeah.
I like Gabriel too, but I still think
too.
you could throw him in a trade package later on in the season, like you said, if we needed to. And I don't think we'll be missing much.
Absolutely. Speaking of, real quick, Philly just lost on probably the dumbest play I've ever seen in my life. So they would have gotten the ball back. They're down 26-21. They would have gotten the ball back. Heineke
are we talking about football, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, okay.
Heineke surrenders himself, takes a knee, and Philly's defenders just tackle him. Like, they could have stopped. Like, he literally took a knee, and 2 defenders just ran into him, and now they're going to lose this game. They're going to get the ball back with like 7 seconds left. What a bunch of goobers. Like, wow, talk about a way to just blow your perfect season. That's hilarious. I almost bet Washington today. Almost, but I was like, I don't want to bet against Philly. They look too good. I just felt like this was a game that Philly maybe not lost, but at least didn't cover. And, if I was going to take them to cover, I would have also taken them to win. Damn, that could have been some good money. I'm disappointed in myself now. I hope TV gets his shot working. That could help us a lot. Agreed. Absolutely. That could be huge for us. Huge for us. I don't know. I completely didn't answer this one. I clicked on it and then I got distracted. But none haven't shown the Lakers what they were missing in injury last season. At this point, I am too. Like, I was so high and so hyped on Kendrick Nunn. I hyped that dude up so much. He made me look stupid. Like, I hate it. Like, I was so confident in Kendrick Nunn because what he was able to do his entire career. And I just thought he would come in and continue to be that guy, and he just wasn't. So I'm really disappointed in what we saw from Kendrick Nunn so far this season. It's a bummer. It's a bummer because I really thought he was going to do more and really help. But anyway, any last words before we skate on out of here?
Let's go on this. It's a road, and get these W's because we need them. And I really, really hope that Dennis Schroder comes back and proves to the world that he's freaking Dennis Schroder, because I believe in that man for a long time now. So let's do it.
But yes, likewise, I hope we do too. But we're 6 subscribers away from 2,700. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. We got a bunch of people in here today. I appreciate everyone coming over here, hanging out. I know most of you are from the As It Stands Lakers channel, which some of you I have not seen over on that channel. So if you're not subscribed to that channel, go subscribe to that channel too. But nonetheless, we appreciate you all so very much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Central time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So don't miss our live streams. And you guys are all very awesome. We appreciate you.